Hello, and welcome to my first beginner ukulele guide. I don't know how many episodes this is gonna be, but I plan on taking you guys from playing simple songs like this, or maybe not even knowing how to play at all, to more intermediate songs, I'd say. It's a really easy instrument to learn. It's a great way to have fun at family events, impress your friends, maybe play for your school, which I did one time. So, in this first episode, we're going to talk about picking an ukulele. So right next to me, I have 5 ukulele. 3 are tenor, 2 are concert, and we're going to start with the cheapest one. This is the cheapest uk that I own. This is a tenor ukulele. This one will run you about $80. It's by Makata. It's also got a low G, so if it sounds weird, that's why. And it sounds like this. This is a slightly more expensive one. This one will run you about 100, maybe a little under. This is also a concert ukulele. And this one is by Cordoba. This is a much more expensive one. This one is about $170. It's by Dean Musical Instruments. It is also a concert ukulele, and it sounds like this. So here's a weird one. This is an 8-string tenor ukulele by Oscar Schmidt and Washburn. I personally don't like these, but they sound like this. They sound cool. There's just too much sound coming off of them for my taste. Oh, and this one will run you about 200. This is my most expensive uk. This is by Kala, and this is also a tenor. It is multi-string, but it is 6-string. I actually like these ones more. I think they sound fuller, which is what I was looking for, and it still sounds like an ukulele. This is also my most expensive uk at $300. So now the question is, which one should you buy? I know there are 4 types. You got the baritone, tenor, concert, and soprano, but I'm not going to talk about the baritone or the soprano because I don't have them. And I think the concert and the tenor are the most common ukulele. So as for the $80 one, the $80 tenor, I suggest skipping this price point. I think while they do sound good, the quality of the materials that they're made of just isn't the greatest. This feels thin, and it also concaves whenever I press into it. And yeah, I just don't see them lasting very long. This one is barely lasting as it is. Again, this one is at least 5 years old, I'd say. This one, funnily enough, is a much older uk, actually. From what my girlfriend here says, this belongs to her brother, and they've had this one for at least 10 years. And it looks awesome still. It looks great. This is the price point I'd recommend, $90 to $100. You can't go wrong with that. I mean, if you're a kid, save up for a few months, ask your parents to do some chores, and you can afford a $100 uk. Yeah, $100 uk. They give you better quality materials. This doesn't concave or cave in when I press into it. It feels thicker. It feels like it's gonna last. $200 if you're looking to get a little more into it, a little more serious playing. It's definitely a great place to look. This is also a really old ook. I don't know exactly how old, but I'd say at least 10 also. This one belongs to my mom. Yeah, $200, you're gonna get, obviously you get what you pay for. This one feels rock solid, but it's just kind of expensive for a lot of people, which is understandable. So this one is the $200 8-string. I said this was $200, huh? This is like $170, which is pretty expensive still. So again, $200 ook. If you're beginning, skip multi-stringed ones. They tend to be more expensive, and a lot of time I feel like people aren't into it or are into it. So I guess if you're gonna get one, try it first. But if you're ordering it online, don't. Also, skip 5 strings. I don't think 5 strings sound any different from a 4-string. Fight me on that. But yeah, if you like the sound of this one, more power to you. I don't. That's just my opinion. Again, $200. I'd say it's a little expensive for a beginner player, but if you want quality, $200. Now, this is my $300 ukulele. This is the 6-string again. This thing is wild. It's got gold hardware. I mean, it's gloss, it's mahogany, and it sounds awesome. This is brand new. I just got this a few days ago. I wouldn't get this as a beginner. $300 is a lot of money on something, on a hobby that you might drop. $300 is expensive. But if you're really into it, like if you've been playing for like a year or two, maybe a few months even, and you're like, dang, I want to get something even greater. $300 ain't a bad place. Especially when you know that some ukulele can get up to like $2,000. Like, $300 is pretty low, I feel. So yeah. It's also important to note that the smaller the ukulele gets, the brighter the tone is going to be. So again, here's the tenor, which is a little bit bigger. Right, that's a C chord, which is G. Right? And then here is the concert, which is again a little bit smaller. Here's the C. It sounds a little bit more happy, a little brighter, right? And obviously, if you get a soprano, they're going to be a lot brighter also, right? Because there's obviously. So now, as a beginner, what would I get, or what should you get? And the size depends on what you want. If you have smaller fingers, go with a concert ukulele. If you also don't plan on playing it as much, it's also great because they're so small. They fit anywhere. Maybe if you travel a lot, you can throw this in a backpack, right? Have the neck sticking out, obviously. But it's just a lot more convenient than like a tenor. But yeah, smaller fingers, more traveling. Or you don't play as much. If you play a lot more, and you have a little bit larger fingers, the tenor is a great place to start. Again, because it's bigger, if you're transitioning from something like a guitar or maybe a bass, it's great for that also. It's going to feel like a much more natural transition. And then for the price point, I'd say reach for something that's $100 to $150. Again, if you're like a little kid, that's totally something you could afford. Do some chores, pick up, maybe if you're like a little older, pick up a job, right? 100 to 150 is the price point that I'd look into. Any cheaper than that, and you run the risk of getting something that, although sounds good, doesn't hold up. And then I wouldn't get something over the 150 mark, because if you get something like $300 and you realize you don't want to play anymore, now you just wasted your money on a $300 ook when you didn't need to. So yeah. let me know if this tutorial helped anybody. The next one is going to come out really soon. So yeah, keep playing and take it easy, guys.